What up, everybody? Another Mag Bitter Truth podcast. We go get into this again with the part 2. We go give you right here with your roots and ancestors, the deception. We go get into that and break it down. And in this part 2 right here, we're gonna show you what they're really doing with your DNA. Let's get into this right here and break it down. Make it run.
RuPaul Charles has one of the most compelling stories that we've ever uncovered.
Listen to this.
It begins with a record from the year 1804.
1804, people. That's how far they can go back. That's it. So I'm asking you a question. Since you're going to find your ancestors and go deep into your ancestors, why you only can go the 1800s? The last one we did, as far as they go back is the 1700s, people. Remember, they tell you black people were slaves 400 years plus. They never go back that far. You see what I'm saying here, people? Let's watch this right here, because once it connect to black people, it's going to lead back to slavery. What did I tell you? The government people already give you something and tell you about how your life is and your ancestors and how you got here and everything else. So anything come from the supposed DNA, gonna just match up with that, confirm it. Pay attention here.
In which a white planter named Jacques Fontenette freed 2 of his slaves. RuPaul's great-great-grandmother Nanette and her brother Andre.
But why would these things be in writing right here, people? What is this note right here? What kind of letter is this? What kind of paper is this? They have all these information, and that's what you get when you run your DNA. When you run your DNA, all these things come up in writing and photograph and everything. This is a bullshit. Like I say, they're trying to convince the masses to give up their DNA to find out their roots. Remember, roots is 23 in numerology. So that's what you're trying to find. It's Freemason coding 100%. Pay attention here.
All the while, keeping their mother, a woman known in the records only as Negro Julie.
You believe that people are told you they're fucking with you? Negro Julie, the person only known as Negro Julie. I tell you, people, 100% bullshit they give you on TV. Listen.
In bondage.
Watch the hand sign. You see the hand sign? He never leave out that pyramid and the hand sign. All he do is deceiving the masses.
Can you imagine
Look
becoming
at this
free?
sodomite right here they call RuPaul. What it really is, people. Since you already know it's part of the world stage, it's RuPaul character that they give you to turn man into fucking drags. That's why it's there. Got the drag show and everything, interviewing all these sodomites coming up in line, even tied to the kids, people. The kids. RuPaul got a kid show, people. Wow, you don't understand. When you see this sodomite on stage right here, you understand what's going on. It's to program the dumb people on earth. The sodomite right here. Pay attention.
Remains a slave. Julie was still a slave at the time of her.
Go back again. Listen, people. Listen.
Julie was still a slave.
Go back.
Can you imagine becoming free when your mother remains a slave? Julie was still a slave at the time of her own children's manumission, which had to make her heart sing that her children would be free. Yeah, but still meant that she was enslaved.
Wow.
I wonder what precipitated giving them their freedom. I wonder what that was. Why he did it.
Why do you think?
The first thing that comes to mind is that he has a relationship with Negro Julie.
Wow,
somehow,
Julie.
through compassion of the heart, he did this. Maybe because he's their father? Love would be the number one thing.
All of that shit they get from the DNA testing, people. You believe it? Wow, unbelievable. Listen.
Someone would grant someone their freedom like this.
But he didn't love Julie enough to free her too.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, they grant one of them the freedom and keep one. Pay attention to this bullshit right here, people. Unbelievable how they come up with these bullshit for the masses. And they buy in. Listen.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Wow. Unbelievable bullshit for the masses.
It's bittersweet.
We don't know about the nature of the relationship.
People, take a look at these photographs. They show you. They tell you it's slavery. They have no real photograph, people. So they give you drawings. Why do you believe in it? It's beyond me. It's part of the world trickery, people. Don't believe in it. 100% fake. Why you think they put so much emphasis in trying to convince you of this bullshit? You don't get it.
Between Julie and the man who owned her. But Julie's story has a happy ending. It lies in a manumission record dated September 7th, 1818.
Listen.
About 14 years after Nanette and Andre had been freed.
Gloves on for Freemasonry.
Nanette stated that before he died, her brother Andre had bought Julie, his mother.
Who write all of these things down, people, for DNA testing? Wow.
From Jacques Fontenette.
Wow.
With the
Look at all of these paperwork, people. Where did they find these notes from? Because they test the DNA? They test the DNA and they come up with this. Unbelievable, man.
Manumitting her.
Wow.
However, Andre died before this could be accomplished. Now, Nanette, sole heir of Andre, manumits Julie.
What's it like to see that?
Wow.
To live long enough to free your mother, from slavery.
Wow.
That takes some real faith. And to not give up. And very easily, people could fade away.
It's too much.
Too much.
Wow. This is dumb shit for the masses. And one thing you have to understand, just in case you sleep, if you take anything from these sodomites, you're dumb. First of all, you don't know what gender it is. You show up as a man and tell you turn into a woman. Right there, people. Why did they broadcast this character? Why did they plaster him all over? You never understand. He's a part of the devil trick to program the masses. Don't take nothing from them. The whole thing about this one is a lie. Why would you take truth from it? Move. Watch this one right here. Last one on the table.
Comedian Melissa McCarthy came to me wanting to learn about her paternal grandfather.
Wow, so they came to him, people. This guy right here, I guess he's a master of all DNA. He can track down back all the people DNA and come back with all kind of stories behind it in writing. What a dumb shit.
His name was Michael Carty. She knew
take a look, people. The McCarty right there is coding. You see the CC in the name? That's Freemasonry. 100%. Don't believe none of these fakers.
Michael was an immigrant from Scotland.
But from
and that
Scotland.
He changed his surname to McCarthy sometime after arriving in America.
So you see that, people? He changed his name to McCarthy. Why? What is that about? What's up with the MC? Why did you put the MC on your name? Just to change your name, you put the MC on it? No, people. It's Freemasonry. 100%.
But that was all she knew. In changing his name and his nation, Michael broke with his family's past.
Michael is 33 in numerology also.
Leaving a host of unanswered questions in his wake.
Got the
What do you know?
tie on for Freemasonry. Hold on, people. Let's go back. You see that?
His past.
Look,
leaving
and sign.
A host of unanswered questions in his wake. What do you know about your roots in Scotland?
Nothing.
And nothing about the family your grandfather left behind.
First of all, these sodomites in Hollywood, you can never tell where they come from. They are all fakers. First of all, their looks is altered. That's what you need to understand. Anybody they show on screen is from back in the days when they come up with TV screens. That's when they start doing these alterations before you can be on there. Before anybody they show up on TV, they got to be altered. That's why they have the black face from day one. Even the black actors have to wear the black face. What that tell you? That was to alter their looks. That's it. It's got nothing to do with races. It's to alter the looks of the people on TV. When they go, they get more sophisticated with it. They start using silicone masks. Even deep faking. All of that shit to show you who these people are. Sometimes you see them, they always look different. You don't understand that or what? The features different. They show you one of them fat like this one and then tomorrow it come back. Oh, you lose some weight. Just look different. That's what it is. They're all fakers. 100%.
And nothing about the family your grandfather left behind.
No, not a thing. Or if there was ever contact ever again. I've asked my dad, and he said he has no idea.
Our search led us to the 1911 census for Overton,
1911.
a village in south central Scotland. Here we found Michael as a 6-year-old boy.
Wow, as a 6-year-old coding. So they go all the way back to the census in Scotland. Wow, listen.
Along with his parents and his 6 siblings.
6 siblings.
They were all living in what was called Stone Row, a housing block for industrial workers, where Michael's father, a man named Thomas Carty, was a shearsman in an ironworks. Thomas worked 10 to 12-hour shifts, up to 6 days a week. An existence that Melissa found sobering to contemplate.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Living and working for the same company, it's like you can never get ahead doing that. So to get up and go to work 6 days a week in this kind of work is like, I'm sure it was like you've got to take care of those 7 kids, so you just you stay on that grind.
And if you're one of those kids, one day you have to wake up and say, there's no escape. I'm going to have to live like that too.
And no real.
That's how they do it, people. So basically, all of these people that they show you, yes, their family line is poor. They've been through all of these things and all bullshit for the dumb masses. These are created puppets they have on screen. They're trying to convince the masses to give the government people their DNA, and the dumb people follow suit. They have no idea what the people actually doing with your DNA, what actually, identify you personally, supposedly. Why do they want it? It's not because they want to find your ancestors. They will never really tell you where you're from. I already told you that. They will never reveal it to the masses why we here. Why we here on this side of the earth, we're controlled by some entity, some people or whatever they call them. Yes, control your life around you with every aspect. That's why you're here on this side of the earth. Where they take you from is completely different from this side of the earth. That's why you can be manipulated. There is nothing natural here. Everything is man-created right here on this side of the earth. So what I try to tell you is, no ancestors none of those so-called, DNA tests gonna lead you back to where you're from. So that's why they talk about 1700s, they talk about 1800s. Why they can't go beyond that when it comes to the human being. But you can go way back to Willie Mummot. You can go way back to dinosaurs. You can tell every single thing going on with them. You describe them down to the T, how they come and how they exist, how they gone, everything. But when it comes to the human being, you can't go back further than the 1700s. I already told you, people, we're living in a lie. And it's fucking hard for the people to come to that realization. Look where we live, people. Look where we at. We understand nothing around us. We just live here like dummies, lost sheeps. We don't know where we're going. We don't know where we're from. We're in this big earth. What is it? What is it we're doing here? What's the reason for you to live, work, and die? No, people, something else is here to life, but they're not telling you. They give you a way of life and how you're supposed to live and give you dreams and give you things to aim after. And then they give you these characters and all of these people to entertain you. All of that shit is a lie. 100%. We need to find out the reason why we're here. That's the main reason we're here, is to understand why we're here so we can do what we came here to do. But some people think they're here to just live till they die. That's bullshit. That's 100% bullshit. That's why who we are is an illusion. We can't find out who we are. We can't. Because of the world that you live in, we don't know nothing. We don't know where the earth we on. We don't know where we at. We don't know who we are. Lost sheeps. But like I say, they can find ways into manipulating the masses by giving you some feel-good stories and everything else behind it. And you jump in and follow suit. Pay attention.
Welcome back to the Big Sunday Show. Now, a new warning tonight about DNA companies and your personal information.
And the DNA companies is the government companies, the people who run your life. They're the one who doing this operation. That's what they do. And like I tell you before, even though supposedly testing that they're giving the people looking for bug, that's the same DNA testing. Did you do it yourself and send it in? You just send in your DNA. If you go to one of those camp or one of those tents they have, you say, okay, come on and get tested. You just give up your DNA. What they gonna do with it? Pay attention.
DNA information can be sold and weaponized against you. The alarm being sounded. Listen to this.
You can actually take someone's DNA.
And they always tell you about alarm sounding. I did a video on this already and break it down and show you. But it's only fitting for me to put it in this video so you can understand what am I saying here. So you give the people your DNA so they can single you out. Pay attention to what they're saying right here, because it's the same people telling you. That's what you need to understand. But it's too late. Listen.
This.
You can actually take someone's DNA, take their medical profile, and you can target a biological weapon that will kill that person. The people will.
Like I say, hold on. It's funny how they say those things, because I already tell you from before that yes, they can have a kill switch for you. No lie. The fact that you juiced up, yes, you can get us. They can turn you off. It's just that simple. That's how they do it, people. With this advanced technology that they have in medicine and all of these things, you can't even tell what you got in your body after you take that juice. It's a wicked technology. Biotech.
Very rapidly spit into a cup and send it into 23andMe and get really interesting data about their background. And guess what? Their DNA is now owned by a private company. It can be sold
it's
off.
No private company, people. You see what I tell you? That's why I explain it to you, that it's the same people telling you. That's why they have to sidetrack you from the truth. They're telling you something? No. This is what you need to understand. Is them taking your DNA, not no private company taking it and selling it. Who you think gonna profit from your DNA? Not money, but to have control of you. It's not about gaining money and them things for the government. They own money. They're the one who print it and give it to you. They do this for the manipulation, the control of the masses.
We have to have an open and public discussion about what does the protection of healthcare information, DNA information, and your data look like, because that data is actually going to be procured and collected by our adversaries for the development.
Yes, and you see that people, they don't understand. The adversary is the fucking government who control us. They're the one, people. You have to start looking at them as the enemy. That's the only way you're going to be able to escape this shit. You have to start looking at these people that's serving up these things as the enemy. Those are the only enemy, people. Not no private companies. The same people who run our life. They're the one who have to do this thing to us, to destroy us. That's what they do.
These systems.
And before anybody goes crazy on this out there, that's a Democrat Congressman, Jason Crow.
And of course, as you could see, all red and blue. That's for the division, the politics part of this bullshit that they're selling the masses. Everything got something to do with politics. Let me tell you, all of them is the same. All of them is part of this DMA ring to get everybody DNA. That's what they plan. That's why they pull off that bullshit on you and give you a pandemic. Yes, everybody DNA now in the database. And like I say, you can be set up on anything. Remember the DNA, what they tell you, showing you all these forensic files on these TV shows, show you how dangerous they are with the DNA, what they can uncover with the DNA. Most of it is bullshit. But like I say, now that they have your DNA, what can they do? They can make you on the scene of a crime. They can put any crime on you. You don't get it or what, people? Once they go in court and say DNA, the so-called juries that they pick up out of the crowd, the random dummies that they pick up, they're gonna buy into it. That, hey, they find his DNA, oh, that means it's him. They tell you that they use DNA to uncover ancient days crime. They can find DNA in all these ancient days bones and all of these things, and they find out who the person is. All of these things, people, is just to put an emphasis on DNA and how much it can reveal. But they just want your identity, that's it. Even your inside, they want to know you inside and out. That's why they're doing this mass operation right here. They got everybody DNA now.
So not a right-wing talking point.
Yes,
I've
it's a
been
wing.
warning people about this for years, since
Freemasonry.
23andMe and all those spit in the vial,
Listen.
send it in. We're giving our information away. Health information is valuable information
Yes.
about you, and also the abuse and where the data is stored. You brought up that.
You hear that? The abuse of where the data is stored, because they want to tell you that it's stored in China, just like your TikTok information. What did I tell you? All of these things is staged. All of it is scripted.
Point in the break, Tammy. I want to go to you first. Who has the data matters here.
Well, you know, I am the product of an affair.
Wow.
I don't really know anything about my father. So this DNA stuff was fascinating and very important to me.
People,
I've learned.
You don't know nothing about your father? Now, this is weird right here, people. You don't know it. Okay, so you don't know your father, so you do a DNA test. Okay, you do a DNA test and hoping that they got your father DNA in there to tell you that, yes, you match with this person. It's garbage. 100% trash.
So much about who I am that I never could have guessed. And that is because of DNA. It's not the data or DNA that's the problem. It's the companies or the countries that control the data.
That, people?
China, of course.
There you go, people. Why didn't you guess that they was going to say China control the data? What did I tell you, people? You don't get it. The China playing scapegoat for all the dummies in this world don't understand what's going on with China and Russia. They're the one who playing the scapegoat, people. Anything they can just point the finger on China. Nobody wouldn't even say shit. So, we already know that's what they do. You know, common assault. But you don't get it. That's what America, that's what every country do to their people. Manipulate them. So I'm telling you, China not holding your data from America. I already told you that they have to hold 1 billion and change people data in China. Their hands are already full. I'm not playing here. This is what it is. That's why they make different fucking people to run different countries. Do you understand that? So listen, these people that in China that collecting data, they collecting Chinese people data in China. That's what they have to do. That's why they dare to monitor and track their people. The same thing with America. The people who they put in charge of you, they're the one who collecting your data. They're the one who overseeing you. They're the one who watching you. The Chinese government have no reason to watch Americans. That's what you need to understand. They have their hands full watching their people who they signed up to watch, signed up to control, keep them in a box, manipulation and everything. And plus the destruction is coming near. They have their destruction plan for them. Same way they plan it for every country. So they don't carry your data in China if you're in America. The Americans is collecting your data. The people in charge of you is collecting your data and manipulating you. That's what you need to understand. It got nothing to do with China. Move.
More DNA tests. You've seen the ads.
There you go.
You've probably seen the heartwarming stories about unions and reunions.
Take a look, people. That's how they do it, tricking the masses into believe that this DNA thing is groundbreaking and it's gonna bring you back to something. Nothing it can bring you back to. 100% nothing. Because they tell you that your DNA, 99% of the DNA that the human being have is the same amongst every human being. And 1 single percent that gonna identify you is coming from biblical days. Remember, my DNA have to be around from the first set of people on the earth. Because the DNA have to continue and continue and continue. But it's only 1 single percent gonna represent my whole family line. And anybody who come after me gonna be on the same DNA track. 1% people. You believe it? It's all bullshit when it comes down to the DNA. Like I say, they don't want you to understand who you are. And they tell you in long time, they've been feeding the masses about Adam and Eve. Yes, they tell you was in the Garden of Eden. Yes, and they're the one who produced all of these people on earth. How would we have everybody single out with DNA? How would you have that, people? Yeah? You tell you get DNA from mom and dad. So that's what would have happened. Adam and Eve DNA. How would we end up with a separate DNA? It don't make no sense, people. Like I say, it's something that the masses have to understand when it comes to the DNA. is something that can basically signify who you are, but not in the way that they tell you. So when they tell you about all of these ancestors and all that shit, it's bullshit. 100% bullshit. If they start telling you who you are and where you come from, they have to go all the way back to where you start. They can't go back that far? Then what's the sense? They can't go back all the way to you starting of your ancestors? So why is you doing it? It's bullshit. Listen, let's finish. Watch this.
Trees completed, birth parents discovered, and business is booming
Of
to the
course.
tune of $22 billion globally by 2024. There are plenty of reasons why people take them.
I wanted to find out if I was going to get Alzheimer's, as I have a grandparent.
Go back. Listen to this.
There are plenty of reasons why people take them.
I wanted to find out if I was going to get Alzheimer's.
You wanted to find out if you're gonna get Alzheimer's? Wow, you see that right there, people? Wow, good thing we catch this right here. You know what give you Alzheimer's? A chemical that you take in on earth, melt your damn brain and turn it into soup. So you can't think. So what are you trying to tell me? That it come from your damn DNA? It come from somebody else? It come from your family line, so you need to get out of here. You're dumb? These are chemical reaction here. All of these things that happen to you on earth, cancer and everything, come from chemical reaction. So what is they telling you right here? Alzheimer's tied to your damn genes? Wow, what a dumb shit. That's the reason why you take it. I see how dumb you are. Because everybody who take it for a dumb reason.
As I have a grandparent that suffers from the illness.
Would there be any potential complications for if we didn't have kids?
Wow, people, complications. They worry about complications. So they take their DNA to the peoples so they can tell them if they have that in their genes. What a dumb shit. And they can't go back further than 1700s? I guess that will explain why you're here. You don't get it, man.
If we didn't have kids.
It's bought by my girlfriend, and because it was a Christmas gift, I had to do it.
What? Because it's a Christian. Hold on here, man. It's all bullshit, people. Wow. Wow. Why not a Christian?
I had to do it. But are consumers ignoring glaring risks in taking these tests? I don't think consumers have any idea what they're giving up when they take these private genetic tests.
We know that genetic information, DNA sequencing information is highly sought after by adversaries.
What it's really about
They're always gonna mention adversary. They hacking like somebody hate America. So they're going to collect Americans' DNA. It's the same Americans doing it, people. They're working for the world government. That's where they get their orders from. They're following a script. All of these things is for the manipulation of the damn masses. You don't get it or not. They have a plan, people. You see, by a few years from now, you're going to understand what's going on. All the people going to be controlled. Everybody going to be marching to the same beat. That's what you call control. It gonna happen with all the shit that they putting now into the people's body and what they feeding them. Guarantee you, people, in a few years, the world will just be zombies running around. That's what you're gonna call them, because all of them gonna be thinking the same way. All of them gonna be marching to the same beat. Yes, another Mag Bam podcast, man. Appreciate everybody for listening. I'll be back on. Bam.